Yeah, yeah. The those ME-109s were tough, but I tell you, the Spitfires were tough too. And we had Spitfire cover, and they most of the time kept them pretty far away from us. But you know, a lot of times they could get in so close that you think they're going to hit you. And but boy, we really liked what those Spitfire pilots did. There were some American outfits that flew Spitfires in the 12th Air Force, and of course in the Ninth Air Force too. And we were toward the end of that North African part of the campaign. The British got some Spit nines, they call them. They'd been firing Spit fives, and the nines were faster and could climb faster than the Spit fives. And we were flying so many missions. We'd fly a mission in the morning. We'd go back to the Spitfire base, and they would gas us up and bomb us up, and we'd eat lunch, and then we'd go out in the afternoon and fly another mission. And these guys had just gotten those Spitfire 5s, and they were so happy to get them because they were getting a whole lot of kills because they looked just like the Spit 9, but they could climb as fast as the ME-109s. They could climb faster. And the ME-109 one of their maneuvers before they got the Spit 9s to get away from a Spit 5 was just to climb away from them. And now they couldn't do that, and they weren't aware of that. So that the Spitfires were getting a lot of kills because these Germans would try to climb out of the way, and bam, they'd get knocked out of the air. And so, boy, they couldn't wait for us to come over so that so they could get some more kills. And I remember we were sitting there waiting for us to get all our gas in our plane, and we were watching these Spitfires. They were taking off ahead of us, and what the Spitfire is a tail dragger, and the tail wheel is steerable, like with the rudder. So, but the tail is so light that if they taxi too fast, the tail won't stay down and they can't steer. So what they would do, wherever they parked, the crew chief for that plane would jump on the fuselage and hold onto the stabilizer and hold that tail down, and then the pilot could taxi real fast and get out to get ready to take off. And we saw one guy do that. He was taxiing out. He turned. Usually they turned to take off. The guy would jump off of the back, and then he'd take off. This guy didn't stop. He swung around and took right off. And here's this guy sitting on the back of his plane. Of course, the pilot knew it right away because he was so tail heavy he could hardly control the thing. And so he flew around and landed and let this guy off. Oh, those Spitfire guys were crazy.